Hello. Okay, today I had a customer come by and drop me off a control board for a Pioneer heater. Um, let's just take a quick look. This is what the unit is, and apparently it's brand new, and for some reason nothing's working. The customer did say that the LED on the board does light up. But if we take a look at the board itself, we have two separate sections. This side over here has terminals soldered onto the board, and this side has a lot of other components and relays on it. So after I gave this a good looking over, I could see that there are no traces from this side that go to this side. So these are two independent sections on the board. This side receives power from a transformer to this connector here. This side receives power from the transformer to this terminal and that terminal and gets distributed to a fan and I believe a heating element as well. So what I'm going to do is start from the very beginning and let's give the fuse a check and see if the fuse is still good. And we'll check some of the other components too. All right, let's see. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not good, right? Yeah. All right, so we have no continuity when we check the fuse. So apparently the fuse is bad. All right, so there's no point in me powering up this board. I'll check the other components while it's not powered. And I will also test these relays to make sure that they're working properly. Okay? And we'll check the resistors just to make sure that they're doing their job as well. In fact, let's just check the resistors right now. What do we have here? All right, so we're looking at 196 k ohms. And this one looks like the identical resistor. Close enough. All right, so we know those are good. Let's see, what else do we have on here? I'm not going to bother checking this resistor because he said everything was working on this side of the board, but I will check the diode just to play it safe. Switch. Oops. All right, that looks good. Okay, so the diode's good. Let's just check the continuity on these connectors here. Make sure we don't have anything open. Okay, that looks good. That's all good. All right, so everything on this side of the board is good. With exception to the fuse, everything else on this side of the board seems to be okay. So we'll have to take the fuse out and replace it, and hopefully that'll be the end of the problem. All right, so just put a little bit of flux on here just to make things come apart a little easier. Oops. Let that stay still for a minute. All right, come on out. All right, I think it's loose. Yes, no? All right. Give it a little help. Yeah, right. Okay. See, it's stubborn. Okay. Oops, where'd you go? All right, it's out. So I move that out of the way. Now we need to take these wires off this fuse and add them to the new replacement fuse. At least that's what I'm hoping to do anyway. Okay, so decided to go under the microscope, make it a little bit easier to see what I'm doing, and I'm going to place the old fuse in a holder so it's just easier to work on. Unfortunately, these new fuses don't have any wires or known as pigtails connected to the fuse itself. So what I'm going to try and do is remove the wire that's soldered on there now and resolder it onto the new fuse. Not an easy task, but I'm going to give it a shot. So let's just focus a little bit better on what's going on here. Let's see if I can get in a little closer. There we go. Now we can get a better idea what's going on. I'm not quite sure how this is attached. It doesn't look like it's soldered. It almost looks like it's pressed in. I don't know if these caps will come off independently. It looks like that might be able to come off. It's hard to tell. Or if it's just compressed onto the fuse itself. Yeah, it doesn't look like that cap is going to come off without breaking the fuse. So, all right, I'll try to detach the wire first. And then if that doesn't work, we'll have to break the fuse and pull the cap out of the fuse. One step at a time. Let's see how this goes. Let's get the heat. And let's get a good pair of tweezers. I know they're here somewhere. There we go. Okay. All right. Temperature set at 380. And I will see if we can get this wire loose. I really don't want to melt the fuse. Well, it doesn't really matter because it's dead anyway. So, let's see what happens. Ouch, that's hot. Yeah, that doesn't feel like it wants to come out of there. Try that way. What do you think? Yes? No? No, it doesn't look like it wants to come out. Huh, look at that. Okay, that works. I'm happy with that. Okay, now we just do the other side the same way, I guess. Right? Why not? All right, so now we know this is nice and hot. Very carefully take this out, turn it around. Oops. Go on. Looks like there's a little bit of solder that came out of that, so maybe that cap is soldered on. All right, let's do this side now. It actually came out quite easy. So the trick is going to be putting everything back together again so that it works. All right, let's move that out of the way. All right, where are you? There you are. Okay, focus. All right, I'm gonna heat that up. See if we can get it to come apart the same way. Probably could have used hot air on this. I hadn't, really didn't think it was going to come apart that way. There we go. And that's that. All right, let me give this a thought and see how we can put this back together again. I don't want to give it too much heat and destroy the new fuse. So let's let everything cool off. Just want to take a look inside the fuse while it's in there. Interesting enough that I don't see any kind of metallic wire or anything poking out. I just see a little bit of what looks like vermiculite type of material in there, insulating material. But oddly enough, I don't see any kind of attached wire for this fuse. And it's a slow acting fuse. It looks like there is some kind of a filament in the cap itself. Yeah, let's move that out of the way. And let's see if you can see inside the cap there. Yeah, there's a filament. So there may have been a wire attached. But that may be the actual wire that the rest of it blew inside the fuse, maybe. Maybe that's what it is. All right, I'm going to see if I can clean these caps out and reuse them. See if I slide over the new fuse, which is here, is there. Right, okay. All right, that's the new fuse. And now the idea is to see if we can get these old caps to slide over, or I'll have to detach the wires somehow and connect them to the new fuse. All right, before I go any further, I want to make sure that this new fuse is good. Makes sense, right? Why would we want to work on a defective fuse? All right, so we'll give it a quick continuity test just to confirm that it's good. Oops, Come back. Good. That's what we want to hear. All right. Now the fun comes. Let's just figure out how this is going to come apart. I may try to use hot air on this to see if I can get this wire to come out of the fuse cap. Cap itself is not going to fit over an existing new fuse. I already tried that. So I'm going to have to see if I pull the wire out, then I'll probably have to prep the ends of the new fuse so I can very carefully solder the old wire onto the new fuse. We'll have to see how that works out. That's why I order more than one, just in case things don't go that well. You just never know. All right, I'll take another look at this under the microscope, see if I can figure out how it's going to come apart. Okay. Let's see. Maybe it almost looks like it might be soldered from the inside. Can't really tell for sure. So I think I'm going to try heating it up, the hot air first, and then see what happens. All right, so let's put this in the holder. All right, too much coffee this morning, I think. All right, a little pressure on that. Okay. Let's get some hot air ready. All right. At about 50% air and 385 on the temperature setting. Going to use a pair of pliers. Make it, give me a little more leverage. And let's see what we end up with here. Yeah, I need to tighten this clamped up a little bit more. Maybe. Whoops. All right. Let's try the other one. Let the other one cool down. What's the other one? I don't think it was. All right. And we'll make this a little bit tighter. Maybe it won't pop out. Where are you? There you go. All right, let's try it again. It's about as tight as I can go. All right, here comes the hot air. Try this again. Oh, That didn't work either. All right. To come up with a better way of doing this. All right. So I decided to do is I'm going to put this pair of pliers, going to heat it up, and then try to pull it out with a pair of tweezers or another pair of pliers. I'm not sure which yet. Just get this good and hot first, and then we'll see what works. And it's getting hot. Okay. Let's see if pull it out. Yeah, it's not. It doesn't want to come out. All right, let's try to heat again, and then I'll try to do it with a pair of pliers, another set of pliers. Otherwise, I'm going to have to cut it and resolder it onto the new fuse. Yeah, that might actually be welded on there. Yeah, I think it's welded on there. That's not going to come off. All right, so I guess we're going to go to plan C. It's obviously A, B, and whatever haven't worked. So I'm going to have to just take the wire and just cut it as close as I can to the fuse. And then I'm going to see if I should be able to resolder the wire back onto the new fuse. I'm going to do it carefully because I don't want to overheat the other fuse either. Okay. That's one. And I need to do the same thing to the other side. Trying to make a straight cut, but it's a little tricky. There we go. That's better than the first one, right? See if maybe we can clean that up a little bit. I don't think pointy is going to be it. I don't think that's going to fit onto the end cap too well. Got that point on the end of it. I don't want to take too much off. Whoops. Yeah. May have to use a Dremel or something to flatten it out. Yeah, I'm not going to play around with that much. Use the Dremel, we'll flatten it out. That one looks pretty good. Maybe we'll touch that one up too. Once I got the Dremel out. All right, we got the Dremel ready to go. Let's give it a shot. Okay, I found it. It flew away, but I got it. So let's try this again and see if I can hold on to it a little bit better this time. Whoops. Whoa. Make sure I'm grinding the right end here. And my battery's going down on the Dremel. It's not good. No, it doesn't like to grind either. Let's see, is that better? Yeah, it looks a little better. Let's do a little bit more. Yeah, let's straighten it out a little. Vent from the heat from the Dremel grinding wheel. All right, let's see if we can get it to. Go back in there. Oops. All right. I'm going to see if I can hold it in the right spot. And then we can hit it with the grinding wheel again. Yeah, that looks good. All right, one down, one to go. Right. Get this into position here. It doesn't want to cooperate. All right, we'll try it on this one. That looks pretty good. Yeah, a little more. Oops. All right, that was the end of the battery. Yeah, the battery's done. I don't know. Maybe we can work with that. Give it a shot. All right, so now what I want to do is place the new fuse in the holder and grind each end and get it prepped so I can try to solder those wires back on each side. So we'll put it in here. Oops. And then we'll grind it a little bit with the Dremel. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I think we'll do the other side. Tighten that up. Got a better idea. Let me use a pair of pliers to hold it. A little safer than my finger. Don't want those wires to blow away. Okay. Maybe I'll just do it this way. Playing around with the clamp. See if this works a little better. think that's got it. All right, let's put a little flux. Do it. Oops. It's more than what I need. All right, I'm going to see if I can get a little bit of solder on there. I'm setting my iron to 380. And I'm going to use a small tip because I don't want to overheat it. And let me see if I can just get a little bit of solder melted onto the end of the fuse. Yeah, that worked out nice. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let me just do the other side. All right, let's get this fuse turned around, and we'll do the same thing to the other side. Perfect. All right, that's all we need. Put that in there like that. Whoops, where are you? There you are. Okay. All roughed up. That looks pretty good. All right, let's throw a little flux on there. Right, a little extra here. Good old Amtech. This is Amtech 213. I happen to like because it cleans up a little bit better than the 559. It works for me, does what I need it to do. Okay, that worked out nice. Let that cool off. And we'll try and get the wires on there one at a time and see if we can get them up both going in the same direction. That would be great. Okay, I'm gonna get a little more flux. Come on, a little dab will do you. There we go. All right, nice. I'm gonna have to tighten this up a little bit. I don't like the way it's moving around. Drop that down a little bit. I think that'll be good. Let's tighten that up. I don't know what the deal is with this camera. It minimizes the light, and I really don't have much of an adjustment on it with this particular type of camera, even though it's a 4K camera. All right, let's see if we can get one of these wires soldered on here. Make sure we put it on the right direction. Let's try this one first. He's a little bit tricky. I don't know if it's the right, if I had the right, what happened here? Something moved? Yep. Let me get you back in. Back where you can see it. All right. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. All right. Sorry to compare flyers there, tweezers. All right, that's kind of back. Turn around like that. All right. Make this happen. All right, it's off. Center a little bit. Don't know if that'll matter, but whoops, why not? Nice. Yeah, that didn't hold up too good. Shaking, I'll be all right. All right, now I'm making a mess. Yeah, I don't like the way that's set. I'm gonna have to play with it a little bit. Yeah, I think we can work with that. Maybe not. Where'd you go? Anyway. Yeah, I'm really screwing this up. I want to make sure it's strong enough that's going to stay attached even if I bend it. Let's see what happens. That looks pretty good. All right. My only concern is when I go to put it back on the board that I don't melt what I just did, which could be a problem. Oops. See if we can get this orientated. I'm going to put it in the right direction. I think. Right? Okay. It's one down. Try this again. Put the flux on here. All right. X. Kind of hard to hold it, it's wobbling all over the place. Great. Ow. It's hot. All right, where are you? All right, let's see if we can get this in the right direction here. Yeah, not quite there. All right, that's that. Let's see if we can get it started back to the board. I hope. Let's see if I can get a better view on this. All right. Try that. And we'll line this up. All right. That's where it's supposed to go. Let's hope it stays there. We'll do one. We'll do one at a time. All right, just go nice and easy with it. Not ultra pretty, but as long as it stays there, that's what counts. All right, this one done. All right. Let's see what we have on the other side. Everything stayed together. And it looks pretty good. I'm okay with that. Just okay, I just want to make sure that we have continuity, the fuse held up. So let's check that, and then we'll test the relays. Make sure they're all okay, and then we should be good. All right, let's check the fuse. Perfect. Just what we want to hear. All right. Let's check the relays, and then we're good. All right, so now I'm just going to test the relays. I'm going to use 12 volts. And see. We'll listen to that click. Just checking the terminals to make sure I check the right ones. All right, so let's give it a shot. Power on. Try this. That works. Try this. No, not the right one. Try this. No? Okay. Try this. Yeah, it works. And that works. All right, so all three are good. So we're all set. Should be good. Tell the customer to come pick it up, plug it in, and hopefully everything will be good. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.